Hey, Mark King here, and this is a story by the Daily News. This is by Rocco Pascadella, Parascadola. Okay, fine, let's go. Parascadola. Sharagan, and Leonard Green. Finally, a name I can pronounce. Oh, this person really does look like a lizard. Holy crap. Um, Doomsday scenario. Cops say 1 billion budget cut could set New York City crime control back 30 years. Okay, once again, I point to 80s New York. It was crime ridden, prostitution, murder, theft. Everything was terrible. They elected Democrat after Democrat. Finally, they elected Rudy Giuliani. He got tougher on crime. Everybody knows who committed crime, the blacks. They know the ages between 13 and 50, right? They know where they hang out. They know the gang affiliations. This is why you have stop and frisk. And these liberal hacks, these conservative hacks, they claim, oh, it's bad. It's bad. No, it's not. It's how you clean up crime. Okay? You know, again, this will be terrible for New York City for a good 10-year span. Okay, they're already trying to enact these laws. If you live in New York, leave. Leave. Put your house up. Leave. Okay, I'm living in a liberal city. I'm thinking of leaving. Okay. I'm waiting for more signs. But I'm very much thinking of leaving, especially when I'm don't have a job. Okay. What a waste. Teaching, what a waste. I keep mentioning this. As a man, don't go into the teaching field, okay? The boys will hate you, especially what they tend to do with men. They tend to push them in urban areas, or if you do find a job in urban areas, teaching is very much who you know, right? It's about nepotism and cronyism, okay? Nepotism is having family and friends, I think. And I'm confusing myself. Cronyism is having friends with people you know, something along those lines. No, nepotism is family and cronyism is friends. Okay, so those are what happened in New York City, and that's what happened in other like major cities where they tend to push you into in charter schools. Charter schools are mainly in black areas. Okay, and there are usually high rates of violence, and usually in the charter schools, they have boys who are raised by single mothers. The boys, they hate men because the mothers hate men. Okay, they don't know what it takes to be a man, and this is why they tend to be more violent in these areas. Anyway, New York. Drastic cuts at NYPD could set New York back 30 years. Between the cost to defund the department in the wake of protests over the police brutality. No, the guy died of a heart attack. Oh, because he did drugs. As the famous line went, George Floyd has been drug free for 30 days. The nation's largest police force is faced with prospect of reducing its ranks. And although de Blasio said he will not on cutting $1 billion from the NYPD $6 billion budget, some city officials have suggested, he'll fold. Any cuts are likely to be drastic if prospect police officials say could spell crime patrol. Again, when you have these people in these liberal cities, they tend not to have the same focus. So in small communities, like this is why if you do have a sort of communism, socialism, it works in small communities. In large communities, when everybody's culturally quote unquote diverse, you get crime. Okay, you get people willing to take advantage of the system. You get people who just you get flipping people who hate everybody, okay, and they hate other people more successful than them. They'll never want to earn anything. They just want to take down other people. Anyway, am I wrong to say he has Asian man's eyes, or is that considered racist? And his name looks like Chen. Again, because I assumed his name or I assumed his identity, I am now a racist. NYPD has 36,000 cops and 15,000 civilian employees in the department where the personal costs make up about 90% of the force and $6 billion budget. The department is already operating 500 fewer officers than it had at the same time a year ago. Reduction that has resulted in increase in crime. Again, and the thing about the crime rates, like, it's even bigger than people realize because, again, these places, they get funded by quote unquote reporting less crime, but they get funded by pretending like the crime doesn't exist and not recording the ethnicity, usually ethnicity of the blacks or Latinos. Okay, that's really how the budgeting works in a lot of these cities. If you over record the blacks committing crimes, well then the officers are simply arresting too many blacks. The officers are racist, and this is what occurs. Okay, and these reports tend to leak out, right? So it's not really well known. It just be leaked out once in a while in the newspapers. Because if you ever do say these things, you'll be labeled a racist because that's the way it works in 2020. I've noticed it's been working that way since 2012. That's again, everything kind of started around 2012, maybe slightly before, but it's around Obama's election. I think what happens is he was a Marxist or a communist, or at least well planted, well trained, and he pushed. Either he was an idiot who pushed social justice, or he's planted. But I don't believe in coincidences. So most likely he was placed there to do exactly what he did. Okay, destabilize. And you destabilize not through violence, by pushing initiatives, by planting things, planting seeds. That's the way it works. Anyway, I'll leave this here because I'm getting tired of talking. This is kind of like that's it. Again, you wanna know a great documentary that shows you 80s New York? Watch The Warriors. Okay, watch The Warriors. Even though it was made around 1970, 1979, it gives you a prelude to what. It gives you a look back to what New York really looked like in these in that era, and where we'll be headed again pretty soon. In all liberal cities, guaranteed. Share, save, subscribe, thumbs up, and defund the cops. Go right ahead, and you'll see the people who wanted the most and the people who suffered the most. Share, save, subscribe, thumbs up, bye.